Hello everybody, my name is Jennifer Maker. It's a beautiful day to show you how to make an easy faux stained glass window on the Great Maker Show and Tell. If you're looking for a really beautiful and unique handmade gift this year, this is it. This is a stained glass window that you can make yourself without needing to know anything about traditional stained glass techniques. That's because our stained glass is made with a Sharpie permanent marker. Yes, can you believe it? It's amazing, isn't it? Now to make your faux stained glass window, you begin with a double glass floating frame. A floating frame just means that there are two pieces of glass the same size in the frame. You can get these at craft and frame stores, and I've included a link to where I found everything, including this exact frame, on Amazon. This floating frame is 11 inches by 14 inches in size. Now, to create the lines that you see in real stained glass, which by the way were traditionally made from lead, we're going to use black permanent adhesive vinyl, much safer than lead. One 12 by 15 piece of black vinyl is all you're going to need for one of these windows. You're also going to want a similarly sized piece of transfer tape right here to get that vinyl onto your glass. I used my Cricut cutting machine to cut the design from black vinyl along with the fine point blade, the weeding tool, and the cutting mat, and a scraper. And of course, we need our Sharpie markers. I used several colors from a pack of 24 to get the variations that you see here, but you get to pick whatever colors you want. That's a big part of the fun, right? Other items to have on hand include a craft knife, isopropyl alcohol, and some lint-free towels like those blue shop towels over there. Last but not least, you need the pattern. I have two different designs that you can choose from: waves, which is over here, and flowers. So let me show you where to find the designs, and then I'll show you how to cut and color your stained glass window. Step 1, get the stained glass designs. Download the stained glass designs from my blog at jennifermaker.com/273. Just go to the red bar at the top and look for libraries, and then either click Get a Password if you don't yet have one, or click Enter the library. You can find the files by searching the page for Design 273, and then click it to download an SVG cut file for cutting with a Cricut or another cutting machine, as well as a printable PDF. Step 2, cut the vinyl designs. Let me show you how to cut the vinyl for your faux stained glass window on a Cricut cutting machine. First, upload the SVG cut file that you downloaded in Step 1 to Cricut Design Space. If you're unsure how to unzip and upload your SVG files, please watch my SVGs Made Simple training series at jennifermaker.com/svgs. This design is made to fit into an 11 by 14 inch frame. When you click Make It, you'll be prompted to select a 12 by 24 inch cutting mat. Select your material settings that match your vinyl. I used Cricut Premium Permanent Vinyl, so I selected Premium Vinyl, and then I selected More Pressure because I find that helps me get a clean cut. Now, to show you how easy this is to do, my design elf will assemble this project while I talk you through it. Measure and cut your vinyl, and you're going to need at least 12 inches by 15 inches of vinyl, and place it on your standard grip cutting mat as smoothly as possible. Now follow the prompts to load the mat and tools into your Cricut, and press the flashing button to start your cut. Step 3, prepare the vinyl decal. When the vinyl is done cutting, remove it from the mat and gently weed the design using a weeding tool, making sure to leave behind all the parts that will become your faux lead lines. The lead lines are the black lines in between your color. Carefully align transfer tape over your decal. And here's a tip. You can leave an extra 1/4 of an inch of transfer tape overhanging on the two short sides to use them for lining up and applying the vinyl to your glass later on. Now to apply the tape to the vinyl decal, carefully line it up over the vinyl decal itself. After applying the tape to the vinyl, burnish it well with a scraper tool, making sure there are no bubbles or creases. Be sure the decal is burnished really well and sticks to the transfer tape. Now we're ready to begin making our faux stained glass window. These are all the materials that I used to make this window. Step 4. Apply the vinyl. Remove the layers of glass from your floating frame. This frame has 2 layers of glass. The first thing we want to do is make sure our glass surface is clean and free of debris and oils. I recommend you moisten a paper towel with isopropyl alcohol and rub both sides of each piece of glass thoroughly and let it dry. Once your glass is completely dry, line up your vinyl decal over your glass. Remember that the edges of your glass will be hidden by the frame, so keep that in mind when deciding how to line up your decal. Remove the backing from one edge of the transfer tape. If you left a 1/4 inch overhang of transfer tape along the short edge of your decal, use this extra tape to stick the tape to your work surface. This helps you keep the vinyl aligned while applying it to the glass. Carefully peel back the paper backing while rubbing the decal and transfer tape on top of the glass using a scraper tool. Try to avoid bubbles and creases as best you can. Now burnish the vinyl and transfer tape onto the glass, making sure it adheres well. When your vinyl and transfer tape are well adhered to the glass, using a self-healing mat and cutting tool, trim the excess vinyl and transfer tape along the edges of the glass. And carefully remove the transfer tape by gently peeling it off. Once the transfer tape is removed, run your fingers over the vinyl again to make sure it's really well adhered to the glass. And now we're ready to add the color. Step 5. Color the glass. Now to stain your glass, you simply use Sharpies or any permanent marker to paint the glass in between the vinyl faux lead lines. Those are the black lines that you put on in vinyl. Be sure you work in a well-ventilated area and don't get the ink on your skin. Your glass will look best if you color the glass using small strokes in small, solid sections. I used a variety of blue hues to color the waves. And at this stage, it may help to put a piece of white paper behind your glass so you can see the colors better, but it's entirely up to you. Now, if you mess up or you want to change the color of a section, rub the area with a paper towel that's dabbed in a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. The alcohol will remove the marker and you can start all over. In fact, if you mess up completely, you can erase your entire piece of glass and start over fresh. Step 6. Assemble the frame. Once you like the way your glass looks, place your second piece of glass over your colored piece, making sure to sandwich your vinyl and the colored side in between the 2 pieces of glass. This will protect it from scratches, which is important. Now place both pieces of glass inside the frame and close the tabs to hold them in place. Clean the outside glass of your frame with alcohol one last time. And you are done. Hang your faux stained glass frame on a wall or put it in a window. I love the way natural light shines through when I put it in a window. It's really, really beautiful. But here is a tip. If you plan on displaying your faux stained glass frame in a window, it is very important to add UV protectant to your piece so the colors don't fade. You'll need to seal the marker inks before you add the UV spray, however, because if you skip sealing it before you spray it with UV protectant, your beautiful design will smear and run. So, before assembling your frame, go outside or to a well-ventilated area while wearing the proper protective equipment to spray the entire colored glass surface with the sealer. Be sure to add the sealer first and allow it to dry completely.
I recommend you apply 2 coats, allowing about an hour in between coats, and then let it dry overnight. Next, spray the colored glass with the UV protectant. Let it dry completely, and now you're done. Of course, you can skip this step of sealing and putting the UV protectant on if your piece will only ever be subjected to artificial light. Step 7, show it off. And here is the finished stained glass window. It is just so beautiful, so pretty, and it looks so good when it's in a window with the light coming through or just sitting out on a mantle or on a table. This is going to get all the compliments.
Now, if you plan on displaying your faux stained glass window in an actual window, it's very important to add UV protectant to your piece so the colors don't fade. But we need to seal the marker inks before you add the UV spray. If you skip this step before you put the UV spray on, your beautiful design will smear and run. So before assembling your frame, go outside or to a well-ventilated area where you can spray the entire glass surface with a sealer. So be sure to add that sealer first and allow it to dry completely. I recommend you apply 2 coats, allowing at least 1 hour in between coats, and then let it dry overnight. Next, spray the colored glass with the UV protectant. Let it dry completely, and now you're done. And you can just skip this sealing and UV protectant step if your glass is going to be in a craft room or a house with just artificial light. Now, if you have any questions about how to craft or work with vinyl and glass, I'd love to help. Leave your question below this video or ask over in our Cricut Crafters group at jennifermaker.com/Cricut Crafters. There are over 250,000 of us, and we are happy to help you out. And if you need a Cricut cutting machine, I give one away free every month. You can enter for your chance to win your own Cricut at jennifermaker.com/Cricut giveaway. And that's it for today. Tomorrow, I'll be back to show you how to sew and decorate gift bags for wine bottles. These are perfect as gifts. Remember, I am always interested in what you want to make. If you can tell me what you want to make, I can show you how to make it. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.